Hello everyone, this is Breanna Rutter, author of one of my most popular books, The Natural Hair Bible, and founder of howtoblackhair.breannarutter. And for these videos, I love to answer the questions you all send me via email. So if any of you have any questions that you would like for me to answer, be sure to check out the description box below for additional information. So now we're going to get right on into the video, and this video is because of a question I received from Emani. Emani emailed me because she said that she gets her sew-ins done at least once a month, and since switching to a more affordable hairstylist, she's noticing that her sew-ins feel a little bit tighter, which is very uncomfortable. So Emani, I'm going to share with you 3 important things that you have to keep in mind when you're getting your sew-ins done that's going to help them feel a lot more better on your hair and to be better for your hair. So the very first thing that always sticks out every time someone emails me about sew-ins is that most times the braids are too tight. So depending on how your stylist installed your sew-in, most sew-ins are done on a braid pattern base. Whether you have a beehive braid pattern, a butterfly braid pattern, a straight to the back braid pattern, it really doesn't matter the braid pattern you have. What does really matter in the health and look of your hair is that the braids aren't done too tight. So if your braids are tight, guess what? You have to tell your hairstylist that they have to alleviate some of the tension because it feels too tight. When someone is braiding, it's easy to braid too heavy, or what they call heavy-handed, if you're not conscious of exactly how it feels, because they're braiding, it's not their head, it's your head. So if it feels uncomfortable, just speak up. If you speak up, it's gonna help things go a lot more easier, because most times they probably didn't even realize that it was too tight for you until you spoke up. So make sure that you're letting your stylist know that the braids are feeling too tight as your hair is being braided. Because once you have tight braids, nothing will alleviate that unless you take down your braids or as the days pass as your hair is growing, which is gonna alleviate the tension. Now, the very second thing that I'm going to mention is something that a lot of people overlook, but is really important when you're getting your installs, is the type of sewing thread you're using. If your stylist is using cotton sewing thread, what happens is that every time any moisture is into play or any moisture comes in contact with the cotton thread, what it does is it swells up and it expands around your extensions and your braids. This leads to an even tighter install. Some women have felt that right after getting their install, their braids felt tighter for some reason, and most likely that's because of the thread that you're using. So make sure that your stylist is only using nylon sewing thread to sew your extensions onto your braids. And now, the very last tip that I'm going to share is something that's going to alleviate both of those things. It's going to alleviate the tight braids and the mistake of using the wrong sewing thread, and that is sewing your own sew-ins. So I've already done plenty of tutorials and teachings and DVDs on how to do your sew-in, and for more information, you can check out the description box that will provide for you links to such if you want to learn how to do your sew-in. So I don't know how frequently this is happening, but if you feel like you would rather do them yourself, then you can do so. You can learn how to do your own sew-ins that I've taught myself for everyone else to enjoy, how to do your own sew-ins on your own hair. So that way when you're braiding, you know what it feels like when your braids are too tight. You control how tight your braids are. You control the type of extensions you're using, as well as your sewing methods, and as well as the thread and supplies you're using as well. So thank you for emailing me. That is very, very easy to have more comfortable sew-ins. You just have to make sure you're using the right materials and that your braids aren't too tight. So thank you, and thank you everyone else who's watching this video. I hope you greatly benefited from the tips that I've shared as well. And until next time, I will see you all in my very next video.